What is up? It's your girl Colah B Tawkin, here to tell you a bit right quick about Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. And I need to explain a few things. Just hear me out because first of all, it's free. And it is Women's History Month. All right? Women's History Month. Black in the Garden. So naturally I'm leaning more towards Black women. Why not? Let's just roll with it. So you get creation tools with Anchor that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the casts. All right. So we really need more podcasts celebrating our stories. Can we talk about Maya Angelou's poems? Maybe unpack some of Toni Morrison's books, because she be, girl, child, listen, Toni Morrison books, a whole podcast. Just throwing something out there. Perhaps you could celebrate the life of Assata Shakur and her contributions to the Black Panther Party. Just a few tips. I don't know what y'all might want to do. You could even talk about Wangari Maathai and how she helped to plant 50 million trees. I mean, I'm just saying, y'all, it's a lot of ways we could go with this, but just know that Anchor's going to distribute that podcast for you, and you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That's all I want to tell you. Anchor.fm. Guess what, y'all? We Black in the Garden. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Colah B Tawkin, your hostess with the mostest, here to guide you at the intersection of Black culture and horticulture. Spring is upon us, y'all. Spring is about to spring, okay? And gosh, I have been packing in anticipation of moving. The thing about packing in anticipation of moving during this season is that, this ain't really the best time, because this is the time to have your seedlings looking all cute and sprouty and all that good stuff. But I'm getting there. So there's a lot that I'm looking forward to with Black in the Garden. And so I just want to get on in here and let y'all know that we're going to call this the spring preview. And there's a lot of really cool things coming up on Black in the Garden this month. By the time we speak again, it will have been the transition from regular time to daylight savings time. I feel like this is daylight spending time, because now we actually get our light back. It's been getting brighter in the morning. Just all the things that are exciting. Like, I just have started noticing in the past week how, it ain't but booty pitch black dark when I get up to get these kids up in the morning and things of that nature. And you know how it is once we get that extra light. Once we get that light back, everybody down to the park, everybody is springing. So spring is about to spring. Of course, we're going to have daylight spending time. We're going to get the daylight spending before we get the actual spring, and perhaps the weather will actually cooperate with us, and we can actually, most of us, my condolences to those of you, and I say condolences for lack of a better word, but my condolences to those of you who are still like dealing with snow and the less favorable temperatures. My heart goes out to you. That's what I was trying to say. But those of us who are in like zone 8 and 9, and I know 10 is popping, and we're ready to get our garden on. So I'm excited to hear about what y'all have going on. Make sure you tag Black in the Garden, because you are literally Black in the Garden. So when you're posting your gardening pictures, why would you not use the hashtag? I want to see what all is growing. I want to see these seedlings. I want to see the beginning of what is promising to be some amazing harvest. So I am excited with y'all, and I'm just going to chat a little bit with y'all on this here episode, and then we're going to be back next week with a guest, y'all. Before I go any further, I do need to remind y'all of something that either you did not know or that you might have forgot from the last episode. I like to give a shout out to my listeners who listen all the way through. Listen to the end. I didn't say you had to sit up here and listen to the whole thing all at once, because I know sometimes we be busy. I listen to podcasts too. Okay. I just started making them after listening to so very many. And I know how it is to sometimes be able to only get like 10 minutes in while you're on your way to the store, or, the kids are not bothering you, or you just had a cute little project that you was doing and you had your ears free. I feel that. Either way, I appreciate those of you who get to the end of the podcast. And if you got to the end of last week's episode, then you would be aware of the fact that I was trading, or am trading, because I'm going to keep it going, trading plants for reviews. That's right. That's where I'm at. It's whatever. It is what it is. You want a plant, don't you? Most of you who are into plants, why else would you be listening to a gardening podcast? Like, why? Why? Ask yourself these questions. Okay. So we all like plants. Hashtag we all like plants. Okay. But for real, we all do like plants, because most of the things on this earth, in this life, are connected to plant life in some way. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever stop to think? A lot of the foods, especially the foods that keep us vibrant and well and alive, come from plants. Paper. What's paper but a tree in another life? Right? Right? Paper. We all touch paper probably every day, don't we? Things of that nature. We like wine. Some of y'all like wine. I myself do partake in that, and other plants that we partake in, I like to call herbal refreshment. These come from plants. Our spirits. Some of us like tequila. Did you know that comes from an agave plant? Did you know that? You know now, don't you? But Auntie Google, she can tell you all the things. She can tell you way better than I can tell you. And that was a tangent, obviously. However, getting back to my point, I would like to give 5 people a plant, but I also would like, because I get things too, right? It's not just me giving stuff away. Usually there's like, hey, what I got to do to get that? I'm going to tell you. Just leave an Apple review. I can see my analytics. Like, I literally can see my analytics right now. So I know how y'all be tuning in. And I know, according to anchor.fm's that more than 60% of my listeners are Apple Podcast platform users. And so that just leads me to ask you for this simple favor in exchange for the opportunity for you to get a plant from me. It's very simple. I got these bomb cute succulents. Okay, they are so cute, and I really just want to give you one. But I just need you to leave an Apple review. Can you do that? Can you just do that right quick? By the time you finish listening to this episode, you could have done that. All right. I'm not even going to say, go back to the last episode and listen to the end so you could, I said, you know what? Nah, let me be gracious and let me give another opportunity for y'all to let the world know how great Black in the Garden is, because you listening, so you got to think highly of it on some level. And I appreciate you for that. I stay telling y'all how much I appreciate y'all. You know why? Because I truly and actually do. All right. We get to be real Black, and we get to talk about all of the gardeny things, all the planty things. We about to talk about seeds, sowing seeds. We talk about house plants. Y'all, I even brought a whole ass Black seed purveyor in here. Shout out to Stephanie, the seed slayer. All right. We've talked about a lot of things. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. I should have wrote this down, but sometimes you just got to go off the cuff. In the year of our Lord 2020, we still in 2020. It's not February anymore, but I'm still real Black. Let us not forget. And I hope that you too are continuing on this journey that just, it just keeps going. The Black history is continuing to be observed. I'm definitely going to be learning more about the Black history of the world, because, it's more than just slavery. Like, we did a lot in the whole world, actually. And I remember some years back, looking into some research, just straight up going down to the library. Like I said, I'm not going to Google this. I'm not going to Google this. I need factual, actual text. And I remember coming across some texts that were, this is when I learned the true meaning of the word esoteric. Okay. I remember coming across some texts. Don't get me to lying about the name of what they were. This was literally 8 years ago. Okay. I remember coming across these textbooks. I mean, when I say textbooks, I mean like an actual book, but it was real big though. So it was like a textbook. And I remember reading things and finding passages and not understanding what it meant. And I like to consider myself to be highly intellectual. So I was like, what that mean? Then I had to go look that up. And then it was like, in order to figure out what I was reading, I had to look it up a bunch of different ways. And that's what esoteric is, essentially. Now you can ask Auntie Google, because I don't have that actual definition here for you. Girl, I'm not, I'm already talking. So yes, esoteric is a thing. And when it comes to our history, for some reason, Black history, can I be specific? Black history. For some reason, it is not our greatness and our contributions to society, particularly to the greatness of the world and just the world just being anything, the world as we know it. That information can be hard to come by. So I'm also looking forward to having conversations with some of our international soil sisters, some of our botanical brothers around the world, talking to our planty peeps that's just out here all across the diaspora. So I appreciate you all so much for rocking with me on this journey, and make sure that you subscribe and follow and tap all the things so that you can stay with us on this journey. Now, fun fact, not slash, yes, fun fact slash, yes, that's the word I'm looking for. I know words. Remember, always remember that I know words. This is one of them episodes that I'm just doing, just me, just doing me. Okay, it's Women's History Month. All right. So when I say just doing me, I mean I'm just not doing a guest on this week. And it don't always have to be all of that, but just know that there are some fantastic and fabulous and amazing and dope guests that are on the way. It is the season to be sowing. It is Women's History Month, which is interesting how that falls during this time when we're anticipating spring. And, we can start talking about what happens with women and how we are bearers of, seeds and children and all that stuff, if you want to get real, real deep with it. But really, I just love that we, as far as what we're doing on kind of a regimented basis, is we're going from Black History Month, but we're going to keep that going. Okay. Do I need to say it again? Also, going from Black History Month into Women's History Month, that's pretty fly, because it's just like, you know what? I fall in both of those categories. So good times to be had by me. And just very excited about having just on the very last episode been celebrating Fannie Lou Hamer and her legacy. And I encourage you, just because you heard it on the podcast, if that was a figure, a person who you had just become familiar with on that episode, encouraging you to look into Fannie Lou Hamer on your own, because she wasn't just freedom farmer. It's Blackinthegarden, obviously, so we tie things into Blackness and horticulture, gardening, plant life in general. Of course, at the intersection of Black culture and horticulture, we got to make it work. All right, we got to make it fit. But Fannie Lou Hamer did so many other amazing things and sacrificed a lot and contributed so much. So just boom, right at the top of Women's History Month, say her name, Fannie Lou Hamer, and let us continue to keep that memory going. And we'll get into talking about some other women's historic figures. I like to think, or rather, I know that I myself am one of them, making history, making a Black ass podcast about gardening, period, specifically. Hoping you love it. Appreciating your support so very, very much.
Before we go any further, I need to take a moment to let you in on a Black-owned business that is Cocoa and Seed, spelled COCO and Seed. It is a place to get nature-inspired home and garden products for the plant lover in your life. Me, I don't know. If you were looking for somebody, I'm one. At Cocoa and Seed, you can find personalized enamel camping mugs with these really dope monstera leaves on there, and you can personalize those things. You can personalize the mugs. Hey, indoor garden kits like this hydroponic microgreens planter. My fave. I grew some really cute spicy radish microgreens in those in 10 days. That is literally nature's fast food. All of this is with a worry-free guarantee. There's cute journal stickers with amethyst crystals on there, all kind of stuff, including propagation tubes and these adorable wire stands. You got to get on the website. I'll take you there. Products are carefully crafted, sourced, and packaged with eco-friendly and sustainable materials because we care about the earth, right? So stop what you're doing, unless you're driving, if you can, but if you're not driving, stop what you're doing, click the link in the show description. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get to my affiliate link so that you can support the podcast and get 10% off. So stop what you're doing, go in the show description, click that link. If you're on Instagram, click the link in the bio, take you to the website, get your discount, support Black business, support Black in the Garden, and we appreciate you for that.
Big shout out to my affiliate, making all the history and just being a dope woman out here not trying to be, but absolutely in pursuit of perfecting the craft. Of course, we all should know by now, because I say it a lot, that progress is more important than perfection. But you could do some pretty fly stuff in pursuit of perfection. It's not a bad goal to have. It truly is not. So what we'll do, and this is what I will commit to, because it's just me that I can be responsible for and who I have control over, obviously. Same goes for each of us respectively. What I'm going to do is continue to make women's history, continue to make Black history, continue to learn more about all that it is and all that it will be by making it, obviously. Excuse me, I'm doing my best. So, as I said earlier, 'tis the season to be sowing. So I'm particularly interested in what you're sowing. I am particularly interested in what I'm about to be sowing, because the transition of it all, you all, listen, if you understand, then you understand. Moving during seed sowing season is very stressful because everybody's already started, and I feel like the races have began. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that this is a race. I definitely understand that it is not. But it's like everybody's already digging in the soil and having a good time and all of that. And I'm just over here like, I got to get myself right first before I put all these seeds down, because don't nobody want to be moving all that stuff. Okay. But soon come, I will be on the other side of this very soon, just dealing with all the things as a result of what I had said in a previous episode about 2019 trying to drag me. But I am persevering. I am persevering, just like my people have always done. And just like the very plants that we all love so much. Now, I know all of them don't make it, because a lot of us have killed a few, as many as you care to admit. But I'm continuing to persevere. So I want to encourage you to do the same, because you absolutely can. All right. Plant some seeds. Let me know what you already planted. Shout me out in an email. Emails are like the new snail mail. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I love getting those cute little emails from people that are talking about how, how much they love the podcast or a way that it's helped them through something or changed their lives. As a matter of fact, I got one right for you. So I'm going to keep this listener anonymous, but they know who they are. So I'm going to read this email that I got that really, wow, it really encouraged me. Here it is. First, let me say that I listened to your podcast this morning and it literally kept me from walking out of work today. I was so frustrated and desperately needed something to redirect my energy. Normally, I use the opportunity to listen to an online lecture, TED Talk, or some old school hip hop, but nothing worked until I remembered that I hadn't caught up on the Black in the Garden episodes. And when I started to listen to the baby boy episode, I was good. I felt like I was sitting among two good sister friends. So thank you, because I could have been unemployed selling final calls and bean pies on the corner. That's it. That's the end. Y'all, talking about heartwarming, my heart is, the support. Listen, the support is everything, and I love and appreciate it so much. Appreciate y'all so much. And to get a message like that is truly dope and amazing. All I'm asking at this point is for a few cute little reviews on the Apple, and I'm giving out plans for that. You just need to get your details in there or send me a screenshot via email, blackinthegarden@gmail.com, of your review, so I know that it was you. Put some identifying factor in there. You know how to give me a receipt is basically what I'm saying. I'm not even trying to make this difficult or have all of the X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, all that. I just want to give back to those who are giving into me and supporting in that way. And it makes a big difference to have that kind of, I'm using air quotes, recognition for doing a great job with making a great podcast, a great Black podcast, if you will. So yes, that was from a listener, and I will leave that person anonymous, but I will say that was dope to get that kind of feedback, and I give it all back to y'all. I just want to give it all back and thank y'all so much for being the amazing supporters of Black in the Garden that you are, for tuning in with me on today, and for understanding. Hey, sometimes it's just tough out here. Sometimes you can't do what you want to do when you want to do it, but at the very least, you need to give it a good old try. Did I already thank y'all for lending me your ears and being a dope supporter of Black in the Garden? If I didn't, I'll say it again. Thank you. Both of your ears, or one. I don't know how many ears you got, but I appreciate you lending them to me. And I am very much looking forward to everything that is happening. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but sometimes I could be long-winded, or sometimes I just say it again because I really mean it or whatever. Follow me on Instagram at Black in the Garden if you have not already done that. Follow me on Twitter at Black in the Garden. We'll figure out how Twitter works. Just follow me, and then eventually we'll get to talking on there. But I'm one woman show. Not going to belabor that. So also shoot me an email at blackinthegarden. Not the at, but shoot me an email to blackinthegarden@gmail.com. Remember, y'all, leave that Apple review. I wish there was a way to review it somewhere else. It's not, though. There is a YouTube channel. Did you know that? Black in the Garden on YouTube. Very simple. Find me there. Also, become a patron. Support the podcast, you guys. Support Black stories and support Black storytellers. Because, the thing about Black storytellers is ain't nobody really trying to pay us. So we support each other as much as we can. And I would appreciate you doing that by going to patreon.com/blackinthegarden. Hey, not that part, just Black in the Garden. So yes, tap all the things, click all the things, follow, like, subscribe, share. Definitely share. Always be sharing. ABS. Always be sharing. All right. And I'm so glad to have had you here. And I'm going to let you get on back to your business or to your next podcast or to the last episode, whatever it is that you do. Thank you so much once again for the 11th time. And I'd like to wish you love, light, and soil.